actually late, which means we have to run. You know one thing about being a med student, or any kind of student? My class is done, so... Welcome to another video. My name is Heston. I'm a 5th year medical student at University of Copenhagen. And welcome to yet another vlog, week in my life. So this time I am doing a placement in neurology at a hospital which is actually far away from where I live. So we have about an hour's drive ahead. This is actually my second week in neurology. My first week was entirely chaotic. So I'm driving towards the hospital for my second day, and I've planned on being around 20-25 minutes earlier so you could go and change into your uniform and also be accustomed with the new department that you're going to be at. So I was planning on walking around the department, different sections, so I would get familiar with them. However, 10 minutes away from the hospital, my car breaks down, and I end up going from planning to be 20-25 minutes earlier to being 10 minutes late. Anyways, I then take an early leave from the hospital that day, tell them my car broke down and I had to take my car to the mechanic, where I had to pay around, I think, $1,800 and $1,900 to get it fixed. And by the way, they gave me this very cheap, non-functional car almost. The AC was not working. It was so hot the last week. So for the entire week, I was driving a car, firstly, which I was afraid was going to break down any minute. The car they gave me was very old and very rusty. That was the situation last week, but I'm very glad, luckily, we have gotten our car back, and now I'm, driving normally as I'm used to. This week is primarily me going into neurology, and I have some other things as well, because we have an exam coming up, so I have to prepare for my exam as well. A lot of things going on, research stuff. I am applying for grants as well because I am taking a semester abroad, which I'm going to touch upon later in the video as well. But for now, let's drive to the hospital. We have around 48 minutes, it says, left. So today I'm going to be in a section which is primarily going to see patients with multiple sclerosis, which is a chronic autoimmune inflammatory neurodegenerative disease, which basically breaks down the myelin sheath covering the neuron axons. This gives a number of symptoms, problems that the patient has, both with vision, with sensibility, and also some motor function reductions as well, so difficulties with different types of movement. Typically these patients are female between the ages of 20 and 50 typically. Some patients can actually have symptoms beforehand, but usually the patient can present themselves with different clinical pictures depending on which type of MS they have. Clinically, MS, multiple sclerosis, can be differentiated into 4 categories. So these are the patients I'm going to see today. I'm very excited to actually get to see what we have studied and what we have read about in actual patients. Because the ultimate goal of studying medicine is to benefit the patients, people, in one way or another, whether you're doing research or whether you're working in a hospital or a clinic and so on. Still driving. I've been driving for half an hour. There's still half an hour left. These long morning drives are dreadful. Okay, so we're actually late, which means we have to run. The lesson has started. So each morning we have a lesson in any topic at 8 o'clock, and it's now 8:04, and I have not even changed it to my uniform. So we have to run. To the 7th floor. There's not been much to do today actually. Alright, so we're done with the hospital for today, and today was a very slow day. Originally I had to see 3 patients with MS, but 2 of them did not show up, so I just had to see that the one patient with MS. To be honest, there was not much to do. Other than that, I was just sitting around the entire day waiting for something to happen. I went over to different departments to ask them if they had anything I could do or any patients I could see. There was really not much to do today. So at the end of the day, we had a small lesson. At the start of each morning, we also have a lesson. At the end of the day, we also had a lesson as well. And now it's 2 p.m. It's now 3 p.m. and I'm having my first meal of the day. So we have a cheese omelette, we have some nuts and some dates, we have a piece of bread with tuna fish, and we have a cup of tea. Alright, so I just woke up from my nap. It's around 4:30 p.m. now. I came home at 3 p.m, just had some food, and then took a quick nap. Now I have a series of tasks that I have to do. So I have to work on some videos that I have filmed for YouTube, so I'm going to edit those. Then I have to work a couple hours on different grants that I'm applying for, because I'm going to take a semester abroad. I'm going to make a separate video on this topic, like what countries I've applied to, what I've been accepted to, and what grants I've applied to, and so on. Then afterwards I have to study for a few hours. So these are the 3 tasks that I have to achieve today. Also, I have to work a little bit on a second research project that I've started. So I have to fill out a application to the hospital so that I have the permission to go through medical journals of patients for that project. But before I can access their health data, I have to ask the hospital for permission. Therefore, I have to fill out this very long kind of application. So basically, these are the 4 tasks actually in total that I have to do today. Alright, so a little bad news. One of the batteries for my camera actually broke, and I tried to fix that for the past half an hour. I tried to put some tape on it and try to press it into the camera, but it did not work. So the battery I'm currently using right now is the only one I have left, and so it will be difficult now to keep on filming for many hours, because the battery usually on these cameras actually go out really fast. So I'll have to make do with one battery, and I have just bought another one, but I'm not really sure when I'm going to receive that. Hopefully it'll be as fast as possible so I can film the videos how I plan to. Right now I'm going to begin editing some YouTube video that I have filmed previously. One thing I had actually forgotten to mention was that I have to study with my friend. He has an ethics class and he wanted to discuss some cases with me before class tomorrow. Derfor jeg spørger dig til hvilken grad jeg vil gerne vide. Okay, so right now I'm applying for a grant. So this is the grant which I'm applying for. So you have to make an application, you have to show them a budget, you have to present documentation that you have been accepted into the university or whatever institution that you're going to transfer to, and also other like documentations as well. So this is, I think this is the 7th grant that I'm applying for, and hopefully I'm going to get some of them, at least like half, hopefully. Let's cross fingers. Alright, so it's 11 a.m. right now. I just woke up at 10. I had breakfast, took a shower. Then I have to quickly now go to the store to buy a couple of things that we have run out of. Then afterwards I have to come back and study a little bit and then go to the mechanic, even though I gave him my car last week for a few days. The problem is still not fixed, so I have to give him the car again. Hopefully he's going to fix the problem once and for all now. And afterwards I have to go to the hospital because I have an evening shift today. We have a lot of things to do today, so let's just get started. Alright, we're back. So before starting, I just have to call some patients very quickly and reschedule, because when I had scheduled the patients for a call to speak with them, I hadn't received my schedule from the neurological department where I'm currently doing my placement. So I did not have the schedule from them because I have a evening shift today. I therefore have to call these patients and reschedule to another day.
Den basale neurologiske undersøgelse omfatter følgende punkter: hjernefunktion, oftalmoskopi, kranienerver, motorisk system, sensorisk system.
Okay, so I'm quickly going to change. This is my number 14. So you can see I have 3 uniforms ready to go. Alright, so I didn't go to the hospital today because I have to take my mom to the doctors. But afterwards I have a very busy day, so I have a few patient meetings, then I have a meeting with my head supervisor, then I have to go to the gym and also study. So a very packed day. You know, one thing about being a med student, or any kind of student, whatever course you're taking in university, is that you have to balance everything else in life as well. So you have to give your family time, you have to give your friends time. You also have to make time for yourself as well, to go to the gym, to you know, have some hobbies, to do something else besides studying as well. So that's why life is all about balance. This is always something my friends and we speak about, that you know, you have to also really live life and not just, you know, study or work until, you know, you reach 70 years and then you're ready to basically wait for dying. So try to have as many experiences as you can, take care of your family, take care of yourself, and spend some time with your friends, and also find out things that you enjoy in life. Actually make time to enjoy life, really. I think the light from outside is making it harder to see. Alright, anyways, I'm going to try to call my head supervisor because we have to have a small meeting about me applying to another university in another country to collaborate on writing a paper. So that's what the meeting is about. I'm going to ask him about like what countries are available, what partnerships does our department have, and that kind of thing, and funding and blah blah blah. So I'm going to try to call him. We did not have any fixed time, but I'm still going to try to call him. If he picks up, then we can, you know, have our meeting. Otherwise, I'll have to call him again at, I think, 4 o'clock. And after 2 hours, I have my first patient meeting as well. Ja, jeg tænkte på, at jeg kunne prøve at fange dig nu. Forsvare den til sit kandidatspeciale, ikke? Kan du se og høre mig? Vi skulle jo snakke sådan kort om det her studie, så derfor så ønsker vi ligesom at belyse det her spørgsmål nærmere. Need to remember to charge my stethoscope. So this is actually a kind of expensive variant of a stethoscope. This cost me around, I think, $600. And I remember when I was in orthopedic surgery, one of the senior doctors was joking with me. He was asking me if I could hear ghosts with this stethoscope because it can amplify the sound up to 40 times. So he was joking, oh, can you hear ghosts with this one? So I have to remember to charge my stethoscope. All of the clinical placements I've never seen anyone with this stethoscope. So it's very kind of rare to have this one, at least in Denmark. I can't speak to other countries. So I've just arrived at the hospital, and today is going to be a bit different. I have to find a patient and take down a patient history. So ask the patient about their symptoms, what medication they take, or the diseases they have. Then I have to do a neurological examination, after which I have to present all of my findings in front of the entire class. And so our placement is structured as such that each medical student has to do this. So today is my turn to do it. So I'm very excited, and let's see what happens. It's a good learning opportunity, because afterwards, when you have become a doctor, you have to continuously present patient case to your superiors or other doctors, or for example, if you're going to a symposium, you have to present a case in front of an audience. Because I'm late, I'm going to change later on. Right now I'm going to our morning class. Alright, class is done, so I'm going back to change now. In today's morning class, we had a little lesson in epileptic seizures. So we were shown videos of different types of seizures and how they can look, and what type of treatment we give each different type and that kind of thing. So it was a very informative lesson and very interesting as well to actually get to see the different types of seizures that people can have, because it is something else reading about them, but actually getting to see them with your own eyes kind of gives you a broader context, a better understanding of actually the differences and how each seizure type can look like. Alright, so I just left the hospital. I'm sitting in my car, as you can see. And my presentation went really well. I presented both the patient history and also findings from my neurological examination. Although it was very limited as to what tests I could make the patient do, because she was really tired. So I had to explain this to the doctor in the class. I could only do a limited neurological examination because the patient was very tired, so could not cooperate for the rest of the tests. So it is what it is. I had to just present whatever findings I could. Anyway, so now I have to head home. I'm probably going to take a quick nap, and afterwards I have to both work on my project, and also I have a meeting with another doctor from my department because of the second project which I've started, and he has also done a likewise project very recently. So I'm going to ask him for advice and how the entire process is going to go, etc. So I have a meeting about 4:30. It's 2:30 now, so it will take me around 1 hour to drive home. The meeting is online. Afterwards the meeting I'll start studying. So it's a very typical packed day as well. Om de har cancer, or om de har lungeemboli, om der står der. The next meeting I had actually got cancelled because the patient had to do something else, so I just rescheduled to next week. So now I just think I'm going to schedule a few meetings for next week, and then I'm going to take a nap, like half an hour nap, and then afterwards I'm going to start studying, because I only slept for like 5.5 hours. Det er du ikke dømt med. Du får en besked lige om lidt. Okay.
The next day.
Alright, so we're done with today's morning lesson. It was very, very interesting. It was in acute neurology. But now that we're finished with our lesson, I have to go to the outpatient clinic to see patients with dementia. While I'm here, I have to get all the way in. This is the office, but there's no one here. So Alright, so if you're wondering why my skin looks so weird, it's because I have coconut oil on. Anyway, so now we're going to do a bit of like a calisthenic workout at home. I've reached the kind of size I wanted to. I didn't want to be too big. I wanted to have a bit of muscle mass and have, you know, an athletic look. Therefore, I'm focusing a bit more on functionality. So now my workout plan weekly is kind of hybrid training where I have both bodyweight exercises and I also like normal weight training in the gym. But today, I'm going to do an ab workout, after which I am going to go to the cinema to watch The Conjuring. But let's, you know, do the workout now. It's good enough. Yeah. Yeah.
Chicken bell cigarette humble. Jeg har bare det der bus.
Yeah, I got. Bro, I'm extremely tired. Alright, so it's Sunday today, and despite being Sunday, I still have to go to the hospital to send a few packages out to the patients and also to register some data from the census that we have just received. And that's probably going to take me like 1.5 hours, maybe 2 hours tops. And so after that we'll have to come back and I have to go to the gym as well. Then in the evening time I will prepare for tomorrow again, because tomorrow is my last week in neurology. So after that I have to be either in psychology or social medicine, but I'm not quite sure yet. I have not really checked out my schedule for the upcoming weeks, but I will do that afterwards. So it is Sunday today, meaning the department is going to be entirely empty today and nobody's going to be there. Which actually does not make really much of a difference. I still have to do my work anyways. So although it makes it easier to film, obviously, because I'm very awkward and shy filming in front of a lot of people, and also I've never told any of my colleagues or any fellow medical students that I do YouTube, anything like that. So I think it is just a bit awkward. So anyways, we have now entered the hospital. So in this hospital there are 25 floors and we're going to the 24th. Nothing's happening. Tell me I can't get in. What For some weird reason it smells horribly in here. So usually I start by going over all of the emails I have received and read them from partner and from my co-workers and so on. Afterwards I'll make an overview of what I'm going to do. For today I have to first prepare all of the packages I'm going to send to all of the patients. Then afterwards I'm going to register data from the census that we have received that the patients have sent back. But that's the 2 tasks that I have to do today. Mostly I also have to call the patients as well. So these are mainly the 3 tasks that I'm doing right now. And when we have collected enough data, I will also start after a few months working on the data analysis, and after that also writing the paper, which I'm going to be a co-author on. And I'm also going to be able to write other papers as well where I'm going to be the first author. So I'm very excited for that. Alright, so I wanted to show you guys something funny. So this is the desk of the other medical student who's working with me on this project. And look how organized it is. She has all of these notes, she has all of the sensors that she needs. These are the ones that the patient has sent back and we have registered. These are the ones that we need to register still. and these are all of the papers that we have to send out. But look at how organized she is. And this is the desk where I'm usually working at. Nothing there, no organization at all. So this is very funny because I was talking with the doctor who we're basically working under, who's responsible for this study. And we were laughing about this. I said she's only been here for 1 week and she's already organized her entire table. Whereas I've been working here for a few months now, and this is my table. There's nothing there, no organization. Sometimes I sit there, sometimes I'll sit here, sometimes I'll sit in the office, where she has made it her like workspaces. So this is quite funny that, you know, the difference between men and women. So girls are usually more organized than guys are, which is quite funny. But the view is also very amazing from this room as well. But this is used primarily by medical students working in different research projects in this department. As you can see, this is the entire room. Whereas the office where I'm sitting at currently is basically used by PhD doctors. But because there's no one today, I'm sitting there because I think it's much easier. All of the things that I need are in that room, so I don't have to like walk back and forth. Alright, so we're done with today's work and it's currently 6 p.m. So the next thing on my list is to go to the gym, and today we're going to train back and triceps. But I don't think I'm going to, film much in the gym because there are a lot of people around, and I feel, as I've said before, very awkward, especially in the gym. There's something about filming yourself in the gym which kind of comes across as being weird, because there's also a lot of people around you doing exercise and so on. I usually just avoid filming myself in the gym.